Hello, we're going to be doing a collage landscape using torn paper to create mountain ranges or water or whatever. And the goals of today's lesson are the students are going to create artworks that are going to demonstrate an awareness of 2- and 3-dimensional shapes or in spaces. So students will use that spatial awareness to gain understanding on how the perspective of the landscape changes the size and sometimes shapes of objects in it in order to convey the illusion of distance or 3D material. And to start off this lesson, we're going to be watching a shorter video. It's just under 3 minutes, the section that we're going to be watching. And it's called Landscape Art for Kids. It's part of an art appreciation. And it is a YouTube video. It does outline the actual directions of how to do the activity, but in order to teach it, we're going to stop it at 2 minutes and 55 seconds. Okay, class. Now that we've watched this video and we have a better sense of what a landscape is and how to create it, we are going to create our own. So, you are going to get sheets of construction paper and cardstock to work with, and in order to create this landscape, we are going to be tearing pieces of paper horizontally to create mountain ranges or skies or water or other features that are in a landscape. So you're going to pick 3 to 4 colors for the mountains. And you can use yellow and orange for like a sunset, or use blue for water or sky during nighttime. Okay, and so the other materials that we're going to need are glue sticks, scissors, okay, and I've put it as an option to be able to use crayons and colored pencils just to add details later, but that's only if you get time. Okay, so first things first, we are going to write our name on the back of this paper. So okay, so then we're going to flip this paper over and be working on this front side, and it's going to be vertical. It's going to be taller than it is wide. And I'm going to do a sunset theme. So I'm actually going to be using this yellow as my top. And this paper actually tears pretty well, so it will tear pretty straight, and if you want jagged edges, you just move the paper back and forth as you're tearing it. So, before we glue everything down, we're going to be arranging the pieces first for our mountains in order to get the proper ones that we like. Okay, and I will show you how to tear. Bring that up a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to be tearing it, and you just kind of gotta pull it away. We have a jagged it's actually purple. Okay, so then I'm going to continue to do this to free that from it. See if I can try it. There we go. Okay, so I got one mountain range. Okay. Let's see. I think I like it better that way. Okay, and now we're just going to repeat the steps for the other colors. Okay, so as you can see, I have cut out and arranged all of my pieces. Oops. Okay, so now I'm going to take these off and glue them on to the paper with the glue sticks. Okay, so I'm just gluing these down. Okay, now I've got everything glued down, and I'm going to flip it over, and we are going to take our scissors and we are going to cut the excess construction paper off this edge so that it is nice and clean. Make sure not to cut the actual cardstock. And you just follow the line. Okay, so now that everything is nice and clean around the edges, we're going to start adding details. So since I have a yellow background, I'm thinking yellow is a cool color and I want to add like a sunset theme. So I'm going to take a piece of red construction paper and I'm going to cut out a sun. I could also use more green or different colors and cut out different trees and different things. That way not all of it has to be torn paper unless you want it to be. Okay, so I've got my sun cut out. Just going to put some glue on it on the back. And I think I'm going to put it right about here. East, west. Do over here. That way it looks like the sun is setting from east to west. Okay, class. So here is my landscape. This is one of my more basic ones. And before turning it in, we're going to double check our work. Okay, so like right here, I've got some flapping pieces that I want glued down. Is our names on the back? Do I have multiple layers for mountains? And I'll show you a different example. This is a more detailed example that I did. So I've used colored pencils to draw in birds. I got a sun. I also outlined this second mountain range because it's close to the purple. And I shaded it with a darker purple, and then I also highlighted it with white crayons, and I highlighted the movement of the water with a red crayon, and also cut out little canoe shapes and different trees to show the perspective of it, of how in the background these canoes are smaller, and then in the foreground the canoes are getting bigger, and it shows a progression, a distance. So that's the main feature of landscapes. So you could either, if you have time, you can do something like this, or if you like something a little bit more simple, more basic, that's fine too. I think there are good points about both of them, and Excuse me. And the main thing to remember is that both are complete, so whichever will work for you.